place in UK rap. So this was way before UK drill had really kicked off, and Tion was kind of making these tracks that sat somewhere kind of between road rap and R&B rap, kind of singing about girls with like a little bit of Afro beats influence in there. He was doing his thing, and his 2016 track Me or The Lifestyle is a prime example of what I'm talking about. You know, it's sort of a love song about finding a girl that you can trust, but set to a backdrop of kind of street shit. It's good stuff. However, the unfortunate truth is, as Tion's buzz was reaching new highs, with him booking shows around the country, even opening up for Rick Ross at one point, sadly, after one of these shows, Tion Wayne would be confronted with a moment of madness, and in a split-second decision, he would choose violence and end up losing everything he had worked so hard for up until that point. As on March the 4th, 2017, Tion Wayne was arrested for a fray after taking part in a mass brawl and stamping on some guy's head outside of a nightclub concert in Bristol. An incident which was captured on CCTV video, but is definitely too raw to show you on YouTube. Anyway, it's said that around 100 people were fighting in the street, some were armed with weapons and others were even swinging the barriers around. For his role in this incident, Tion Wayne ended up being sentenced to 16 months in prison. And he would later rap on his #1 song Body, "When I punch man, it's grievous. They played back the CCTV. When I banged him, my defense said Jesus." So for the majority of 2017, Tion Wayne was gone. And the
God, what's up with these niggas over there? Like, nigga, no remorse. And it's in their fucking lyrics, even if they play that shit in court. Like, they doing Young Thug like that right now. You feel me? Like, they letting their lyrics be admitted into court. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck. He said, I banged on my man's head, and his own got the defense was like, God damn, nigga. You know what I'm saying? How we supposed to defend this? Like you said you did it. What? What? This shit is mind-blowing. You feel me? Like, what?
momentum that he had been building up in the rap game slammed to a halt too. Ironically though, as Tion was going in, on the territory of his rivals over in Tottenham, the 30-month sentence that Headie One got in 2014 for dealing drugs was coming to an end. In February 2017, Headie One gets out of jail and quickly releases his fresh home song Losses and Winnings, quickly hitting the ground running with his day one homie RV, with them doing up a whole bunch of fire freestyles as a duo. They released a joint mixtape with Drillers and Trappers in July, and throughout the rest of 2017, in the absence of Tion Wayne, RV and Headie One are making some serious waves in music. And not just as a duo, because Headie is putting in that work solo, truly trying to make a name for himself. His Street Heat freestyle was legendary and got people excited to hear more solo hits from him, and in October 2017, his solo banger Live from the T drops and doesn't disappoint fans. So with Headie picking up that heat in the streets, the UK drill scene begins to get more and more popping. And it's not just OFB making progress with the music too, because at a certain point, the Wood Green members decide to get in on the action too. In October 2017, Lamps from Wood Green, along with his homies Rams and Ribs, released their drill song No Lies, containing numerous lyrics where Lamps disses NPK rivals, with this track being followed with the song Looking for Who, another track where Lamps from Wood Green says that he's regularly stabbing people from the N17 postcode. And so with the feud between these areas getting more and more public and finding its way into music, that feud would eventually once again spill out into the streets. And at the start of 2018, there would be a series of high-profile clashes between members of these crews. On the 26th of January 2018, Headie One is attacked by Wood Green members after playing a show at Bedfordshire Uni not far from London. Here, he's confronted by Wood Green members outside of a university accommodation, where he's basically threatened, dragged around, beaten, and kind of chased off the campus, all the while tucking his hand into a man bag as if he has a weapon, but one is never produced. But what's even more shocking than the incident itself is the brazen way those that carried it out filmed the entire thing and posted it up to Snapchat. Once it was up, the footage was circulating quickly.
I'm done. I'm done. See? Just when I don't think it could get any more crazy, it ain't the CCTV video them doing the shit they doing. These motherfuckers is taking their motherfucking phone, recording the whole crime, and posting it to social media. What? I ain't gonna lie, bro. Social media could be a crazy fucking drug, but not enough for me to go put my motherfucking crimes on goddamn TV. I promise you this: if I ever did some shit, you ain't hearing shit from me. I ain't bragging to nobody. It ain't, nigga. You can think I'm the softest nigga in the motherfucking world. I wouldn't give two shits, nigga. I know what I can do and I know what I did. Y'all niggas can't hold water in your motherfucking mouth. So you just rather brag about it and talk about it and tell about it, just go get everything taken away from you. You feel me? Like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Call me what you want. I ain't telling you motherfuckers a goddamn thing. You feel me?
be amongst the drill community, and people were clowning Headie One heavily for catching what was perceived to be a bad violation. But the disrespect wouldn't last for long, because as Headie One himself said, this L would soon turn into a W, and the very next day a shooting went down in Wood Green, where a 19-year-old man was hit, but he fortunately survived. And in the immediate aftermath of the shooting, OFB member RV is seen dissing the Wood Green ops on Snapchat, seemingly referencing this incident. Apparently even going as far as to drive past the crime scene afterwards, posting a clip on his Snapchat along with his permit. Headie also tweeted after this, saying first half he got set up by a girl, second half excellent finish. I guess suggesting that a point had been scored and that they were even. 3 people were arrested under investigation following this incident, but no one was ever charged. But more importantly, also within a day of this supposed get back, Headie One and RV would jump back on the mic, releasing the biggest drill song of the year, the classic Know Better. The song is all about Headie One basically suggesting that he did indeed have a gun with him that day in the bag, but that he knew better than to pull it out with the ops filming him on Snapchat. Going on to suggest that the ops should have known better than pulling that stunt on him, with numerous lyrics suggesting that the shooting that took place the next day was related to the incident, but stopping just short of incriminating himself by replacing any specific details with the ad-lib. Something that Headie didn't necessarily invent, but he definitely popularised with this track that many people believe completely changed UK drill for good. Know Better was such a huge success that within a month, Headie One had signed a full-blown record deal with Sony's Relentless Records imprint, who re-released Know Better commercial. It's kind of ironic that Headie One sort of had to be subjected to a horrible physical gang altercation in order to get the attention that he needed to sign a legit record deal. But how he got it doesn't matter. The important thing was that Headie was now officially on and in the industry, well positioned to focus on music and get out these streets. Unfortunately, however, in the days that followed the Know Better incident, the streets of North London would be as hot as ever. And less than a week after this happened, Wood Green members would retaliate, claiming the life of a young man from Tottenham, sparking a violent wave of killings that would go on for years to come.
Hi, Joe Cambrato here. I'm the CEO and founder of National Business Capital. Now, I don't know if you know this, but National Business Capital is...
These motherfuckers know how to get to it, get out the fucking hood, but just can't seem to lead a motherfucker when they get to it.
On February the 3rd, 2018 at 1:30 AM, police were called to Kemble Road at the junction of St Mary's Close in Tottenham after reports of a stabbing. It turned out that a young man named Kobe was driving on this street when he was rammed off the road by another vehicle. Apparently, Kobe was a former gang member affiliated with the Northumberland Park area in Tottenham, with convictions for violence all the way back in 2012. But by 2018, Kobe had seemingly distanced himself from the streets and was employed as a youth worker, helping troubled people in the community break the cycle like he did. Sadly though, that day when he was rammed by rivals from Wood Green, they didn't care one bit that he had turned his life around and moved away from the streets. So after being rammed off the road, numerous people jumped out the car with poles and knives, attacking Kobe, leaving him stabbed, dying in the scene. And his shocking 999 phone call was even eventually broadcast, where he pleaded to paramedics to come to the scene, whilst Kobe seemingly already knew that it was too late.
I got stabbed. Where are you, mate? St Mary's Close. St Mary's. I'm dead.
DNA evidence was found in the car on both the airbags and seatbelts, linking multiple Wood Green mob affiliates to the crime, with the suggestion...
So you telling me, throughout this whole shit I've been doing, in bracket 2 or 3 or 2 feet or whatever, I've been saying why motherfuckers can't leave and leave shit alone. I finally see a motherfucker that leaves, goes and helps the youth, and the niggas still go find him and kill him. So, what the fuck? It don't get no, you know what I'm saying? You changed his life around. So, was that fucking karma for the shit he was doing? You know what I'm saying? To come back and bite him in the ass? It still seems crazy because then he turned around and he was helping the youth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta think about that shit sometimes. Like, when somebody changed their life around and shit like this happened to them, the only thing you can think of is it had to be karma for some shit they did way back in the day. Other than that, it makes no sense. It's like, why they have to... It's the one motherfucker shit I've been saying throughout these whole videos, and I actually see a motherfucker change their life and they still find his ass. Wow.
That Lamps from Wood Green was one of the people who had jumped out the car, attacking Kobe, and another man named Neron Corti, who was labelled by police as the driver. He was picked up by police and gave a full no-comment interview.
Were you one of the guys with a knife in his hand stabbing him? Were you one of the ones holding him while he was stabbed? Did you murder Kobe?
But comment or none, it seemed that the DNA evidence that was left on the airbag was indisputable. And on the 16th of August 2018, Neron Corti is convicted of the murder of Kobe, being sentenced to 26 years in prison. Meanwhile, Lamps' involvement in this murder wouldn't be identified by the police until sometime later, and unfortunately, by the time they worked out that Lamps was involved in the murder of Kobe, it was too late. And even with Kobe's murder successfully carried out, apparently the Wood Green mob was still thirsty for blood. In fact, apparently members in the area had even planned an attack on Kobe's funeral, with police getting intelligence and intercepting the crew in an insane police chase that was even caught on camera, with the cops ultimately foiling the planned ride out on the funeral.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
First contact.
Hello, yes, I think there's been a shooting at Wood Green.
Sorry?
I had some gunshot fired at somebody on a motorbike.
Just over a month after the murder of Kobe, late at night on the 7th of March 2018, Lamps posted his location on Snapchat, seemingly gesturing for his ops to come and pull up on him. And he had shown quite clearly for the whole of North London to see that he was chilling outside the McDonald's at the Hollywood Bowl Entertainment Complex in Wood Green. Now, we already know that Lamps was known to have numerous enemies from all over London and a feared reputation in the area. And for those that wanted to cause him harm, this would be the perfect opportunity. And after getting the drop on Lamps, two unidentified individuals pulled up to the area on a moped, arriving at the Hollywood Bowl in Wood Green and spinning the block twice. On this ride, they seemingly caught Lamps sat with a group of people in the stairwell of the View Cinema in this complex. And for a moment, it even looked like Lamps was running towards the door ready for action, perhaps not realizing just how dangerous those people on that moped were. Because when Lamps approached the glass door leading out of the cinema, he was immediately shot in the head through the window. This shot was fatal, and Lamps was left dead at the scene. And Lamps' final moments were captured on CCTV, as well as amateur footage of emergency services trying to revive him at the scene, which once again is far too shocking to show you on YouTube. Anywho, after the shooting, the cinema was taped off and the area was considered the scene of a homicide. But the cops wouldn't.
There's always somebody bigger and badder. Karma or somebody bigger and badder. Listen, at the end of the fucking day, I don't give a fuck who you are. We are all human. I don't give a fuck how implanted in your head, how hard you think you are. Nigga, a bullet will kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can talk, you know what's crazy is a motherfucker talk the most shit like, nigga, blah, 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 and then turn around and be laying on the fucking ground looking like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the most dumb, like, bro, it makes no fucking sense. You're not that bad where you can't fucking, motherfucker, you can take bullets and just, you know what I'm saying? And then the motherfucker that do survive, they get shot in the right place and survive. Then they in the hospital bed talking shit. Like, motherfucker, you just don't give a fuck. You may as well die. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause motherfucker, now you talking shit, and now they're gonna come get your ass again at some fucking point. Nigga, you not gonna make it another year. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always somebody bigger and better, bro. This motherfucking Lamps thought he was a fucking demon. He killed himself. He dropped his fucking location. What did he think was gonna happen? I'm at a loss for words, bro. I'm at a loss for words, to be honest with you.
Wouldn't have much to go on, because after the drill was done, the shooters immediately fled the scene on that moped without leaving a trace, leaving police truly baffled as to who committed what looked like the perfect crime. A drive-by shooting from a moving moped, with both the shooter and the driver wearing crash helmets, getting a headshot, and then immediately fleeing the scene, leaving no evidence. The killing of Lamps was such a mystery to the Met Police and the public, the case even ended up appearing on the TV crime documentary, The Met Policing London, along with the Kobe incident.
The following day, the investigation into the shooting of Kelvin Odunyi is picked up by the same team investigating the murder of Kobe Nelson.
There is limited opportunities in relation to the identification of the suspects at this time.
So, who killed Lamps? Well, despite there being a whole bunch of crackpot theories floating around on Reddit and YouTube, a lot of different people all over London likely wanted Lamps dead. Because as we know, Wood Green and Lamps himself.
Calling all daredevils. Hero Wars is where fantasy gets fierce and only the sly survive. Outwit, outplay, and outlast in a world of myth. Got the nerve? Download Hero Wars and take your shot at legend.
himself had many beefs all over London, far beyond Tottenham.
Fuck Hoxton as well, yeah? A beef patty.
To this day, the crime remains unsolved, and even though Reddit detectives have several theories on who might have been responsible, there really isn't anything truly conclusive. And if there was, trust me, the cops will be on it for Reddit or me. But regardless of whether or not they even had anything to do with this crime, simply because of the ongoing feud between the two areas, following the killing of Lamps, Tottenham rappers would put the utmost disrespect on his name. KK from MPK posted a picture of the unfixed door from the crime scene, talking about the killing of Lamps on Bonham like it was goddamn shite rap.
Yeah, man, them niggas still ain't fixed that shit, boy. And they still trying to re-up on the customers on phone and grid.
RV from OFB drove past with the caption RR. Abracadabra was later seen posting a snap at what appeared to be Lamps' grave site. And beyond the ops, even a young drill fan on the internet was showing disrespect, with some going as far as to recreate the Lamps murder on GTA 5, reusing the original 999 audio recordings from the scene of the crime.
Hello, Netflix. Someone has been shot dead at Hollywood Green Cinema in Wood Green.
But eventually, the biggest disrespect on Lamps' name would come when younger NPK members would release an entire song dedicated to dissing Lamps. Over a year after his death, on May the 26th, 2019, NPK rappers Sin Squad dropped the song Kelvin's Coffin. The hook of the song is then basically saying that their shotgun is the same length as Kelvin or Lamps' coffin, as well as rapping that they're smoking on Mellow and Chop, fallen Wood Green members mentioned at the start of this story. In fact, Kelvin's Coffin was an unusually disrespectful song for the UK drill scene. Hell, it even made the news for being so demonic. But anyway, setting aside the music for a minute, in the streets, after Lamps was murdered, retaliation would apparently come immediately. The day after the murder, there was a massive fight outside of a school nearby where a boy was stabbed, which police said may have been related. Then, at the end of March 2018, another attack took place at Farringdon's Tinseltown Diner, where both a man and woman were filmed as being attacked on the floor in a confrontation apparently between MPK and Wood Green members. And soon after this physical altercation, on the 2nd of April 2018, just after 9:30 p.m, a silver Vauxhall Mariva pulls up at Chalgrove Road, just round the corner from Northumberland Park Station, where shots are fired from a .32 caliber handgun in a drive-by shooting, apparently targeting an MPK member, but unfortunately the bullets didn't hit their intended target, instead hitting a teenage girl in the chest, leaving her dead at the scene. The victim was 17-year-old Tanisha Melbourne, a young girl from the Tottenham area who had been seen in the past on social media with rappers from OFB and MPK. No one was ever charged for this murder, despite the burned-out car used for the drill being found in nearby Barnet only a few days later. And following the incident, people were talking about it on social media, even hashtagging NPK, with the media suggesting that all these events were linked together as part of the ongoing war between these two gangs. And so, with seemingly innocent 17-year-olds ending up dead in drive-by shootings, at this point the violence is so bad that local community activists are demonstrating and calling for change.
Where young people feel scared to go to Wood Green, and Wood Green young people feel scared to come to Tottenham. That should not happen in London.
Stop making YouTubers rich in 2024. By watching videos on YouTube just like this one, you're making other YouTubers happy.
Why is the UK real?
In July 2018, Tion Wayne gets out of jail looking mad crusty, hitting the ground running musically, getting himself a shake up, and dropping his fresh home song, Home. That was followed by another solo track called On My Life, but it was on features that Tion would be getting to that bag, taking his career to new heights. As in November 2018, Tion Wayne appears on the track Options with NSG, which goes on to become the biggest song of his career, charting at number 7. But naturally, not everybody was celebrating Tion's triumphant return to the rap game, as both RV and Heady One are seen hating on Tion on social media, saying they have to skip his part of the song. But in all fairness, there really wasn't anything to be jealous of when it came to Tion Wayne, because in the time he'd been locked up, Heady One had moved on to bigger things, signing his record deal and dropping big projects like his The One mixtape, spawning the classic drill anthem Golden Boot, along with his previous hit No Better, and that was followed up by his The One 2 project, which had more big hits like Banter on Me and Brony, and with big songs doing numbers amongst the fans, Heady would continue to make moves in the industry doing headline shows, and ending the year with the big drop of his song Of Course. Easing into the start of 2019 with the biggest drop of his career to date, the track 1800 along with Dave that dropped on the 3rd of January 2019. This is a song that's basically all about paying £1,800 for a rusty shotgun to use on your ops. And the song includes lines about riding through the 9 with skengs, aka guns. But in reality, by this point Heady One was far from chopping ops at the farm block and more copping lamb chops from the farm shop, because 1800 with Dave ended up going 5 on the UK singles charts, really representing Heady One's commercial breakthrough moment. Nearly a year on from being ambushed and attacked on camera by ops outside of to show at a university, Headie One is landing top 5 hits on the charts and truly making a name for himself in the mainstream music industry. And so whilst Headie was headed for greatness and setting the template for the younger generation of OFB, on February the 4th, 2018, the song Brucket will drop, introducing the world to some of the younger generation of OFB rappers, including Bando K, Double L's, and Boogie B. And soon there would be another big name joining that lineup, SJ, who would appear on the Farm Block Anthem and the UK version of King Von's
I know this was the last video
Bad B on the
that SJ got
Miz, was
killed.
released on October the 2nd,
I know he was gonna
2018.
come up, but
This
he
was
got
the
killed.
first big hit featuring the OFB younger trio, Bando K, Double L's, and SJ, with this track becoming an instant classic in the area, and SJ himself suggesting that ever since that song dropped, he's had the Bad B's all over him. So finally, the youngers growing up on this estate had something to focus on. With these songs, they were building a legal form of income through music, giving them something else to focus on outside of their activity in the streets.
But that don't matter.
Unfortunately,
They
some
got
of
the
them would
legal
remain a
form, but
little
it don't
too
matter
close
because
to
they're
the
not leaving
streets
other
to
shit
take
behind.
advantage of the